everyone, Luke here with your Flashback Friday video post. Last week, I gave you my top 10 one-hit wonders of the 1990s. This week, it's all about the 2000s. From the double O to the 09, here's Luke's top 10 one-hit wonders of the 2000s. Kicking it off at number 10 is Crazy Town's Butterfly. This song was released right at the beginning of the new millennium, pretty much at a time where Crazy Town didn't have an identity. They were this mix of rap, metal, pop, and alternative rock, which is exactly what the song Butterfly offered. I'm not even sure it made it onto the Billboard's Hot 100, but it was named 34th on VH1's Most Awesomely Bad Song Ever, and it also made it to number 3 on the Billboard's chart for one-hit wonders of the 2000s. At number 9 is Willa Ford's I Wanna Be Bad. To be honest, I don't quite remember much of Willa Ford's fame, only that she dated Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys for a little bit. At least I think that's who it was. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, the song was featured on one of the funniest movies ever, Undercover Brother. I Wanna Be Bad peaked at number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100. Unfortunately, Willa didn't want to be that bad because that was the one and only time we ever heard from her. In at number 8 on the list is Blue Cantrell with Hit 'Em Up Style. This was pretty much the breakup anthem back in 2001. Hit 'Em Up Style broke Elvis Presley's long-standing record for most played on all genres of radio. This was everywhere. Although it peaked at number 2 on Billboard Hot 100, as soon as 2002 rang in, Blue was immediately an afterthought, as her hit single fell from the charts faster than a sack of potatoes from the Eiffel Tower. Have you ever seen the Rugrats in Paris movie? Then you'll know this next one-hit wonder. Sliding in at number 7 is Baha Men with Who Let the Dogs Out. While their one and only hit single didn't fare so well in the charts, Who Let the Dogs Out gained momentum after being used on Rugrats in Paris. After that, the sports world, literally didn't matter what sport, ate it up with multiple teams across multiple leagues using it. Who Let the Dogs Out peaked at number 40 on the Billboard Hot 100. Alright, so at number 6 is Default with Wasting My Time. First of all, the band's name was just terrible. It was setting them up to become a one-hit wonder. This incredibly lazy band couldn't even come up with a name, so they landed on Default. Somehow, this poorly named band was still able to hold the public's and mine's attention with Wasting My Time. Back in 2002, this song reached number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100. And sliding in at number 5 is Daniel Powter's Bad Day. This was almost my anthem song back in 2005. Powter delivered such a brilliant pop rock song and it did very well on the charts, not only in the United States but all over the world. It debuted at number 55 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it peaked at number 1 in both 2005 and 2006. Remember the 1970s where a lot of brilliant classic rock songs came from? Well, this next band was channeling the legends of the 70s in hopes of receiving the same great status. At number 4 is The Darkness with I Believe in a Thing Called Love. Like I said, The Darkness was influenced by 1970s glam rock, but unfortunately fell short. While the lead singer Justin Hawkins was able to perform a majority of the song in falsetto, the 2000s wasn't ready for a 1970s comeback. I Believe in a Thing Called Love did not make it onto the Billboard Hot 100 charts, but it did reach number 67 on the Billboard Hot Digital Songs nearly 9 years after its release. Back in 2001, this next band covered a classic, and everyone loved it and ate it up. In at number 3 is Alien Ant Farm with Smooth Criminal. You know, I'm not quite sure if they are one-hit wonder because they had that other song, which I can't think of at the moment, but I don't think it did quite as well. This nice cover hit number 1 on the Billboard's Modern Rock Tracks, but it didn't make it onto the Billboard Hot 100. I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson, and Smooth Criminal is one of my favorite songs, and Alien Ant Farm did that song justice. Alright, we're getting close to the finish line. In at number 2 is Around the World by ATC, also known as A Touch of Class. This was the debut single from the German Eurodance group. And while I believe they were a hit in Europe, they weren't in the United States after this song. If you've heard this song, you know how catchy the tune is, and you're even singing it right now. Around the World peaked at number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100. If I could only get a drum roll for this one. At number 1, the number 1 song of this week's top 10 one-hit wonders is none other than the great singer turned actress that probably still does some singing, Macy Gray with I Try. Again, I'm not quite sure Macy is a one-hit wonder, but if she is, she may be the only one-hit wonder to ever receive a Grammy Award. I Try reached all the way to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. So there you go, from the 00 to the 09, Luke's top 10 one-hit wonders of the 2000s. Let me know what you thought of my list. Who would you add? Who would you take away? Leave a comment down below. Call me, email me, text me. I would love to hear from you. Next Flashback Friday is going to be about sports. So tune in next week, guys. Until next time, have a good one.